Today from New York, this is New to the Street.
Right now, here's what's new to the street. We'll dig deep into Idaho's Silver Falcon mining as their search for gold and silver rages on. President Obama has called upon Americans to boost their understanding of their personal finances. So Maribel Aber talks about what the U.S. Treasury and FDIC are doing about financial literacy. She also looks at the challenges facing the U.S. economy from Wall Street. Erica Ferrari brings us up to date on the pending budget battle at the Department of Health and Human Services.
And Anna Barry taps into cutting-edge mobile technologies with blast applications.
And I'll introduce you to MediFile, a company that just may help you to take control of your medical records. It's no secret over the past 10 years, gold has been beyond precious for those who had the foresight to buy it. And with gold at all-time highs, the hunt for precious metals has never been more intense and fiscally rewarding. Joining me now in our New York studio is Rich Kaiser from Yes International. Rich is an investor relations consultant for Silver Falcon Mining, a resource production company specializing in gold and silver properties. Rich, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me today.
Tell me about Silver Falcon Mining.
Well, Silver Falcon Mining is a progressive junior mining company in Idaho, in a town called Murphy, Idaho, which is about 40 miles southwest of Boise. It lies in the Oahe Gold Trend Zone in an area called War Eagle Mountain. The company has 2,500 acres. They do exploration, development, and production. And the production has been ongoing now since May. We developed our own mill. We self-funded our own operations. And we're processing gold as we speak.
What does your research about War Eagle Mountain tell you about the mountain and the community in the area you guys set up shop?
Well, like I said, War Eagle Mountain was one of the largest producers, the second largest producer of gold and silver in America outside the Comstock lode in Nevada. So with that in mind, and utilizing modern methodologies of geology and metallurgy, there's plenty of ore left in that mountain. And we've also found some discoveries which were never discovered before that are showing some promise of being a whole nother ore-bearing zone, which is not even in the equation for the 8 to 10 million ounces. So within the next 1 year, we're going to do some drilling on War Eagle Mountain, start shoring up our resource reserve numbers, and then publish that data, and that way we can show a bankable feasibility on the mountain.
So the bottom line is people are going to say, well, tell me about the gold, tell me about the silver. They want to know what you're taking out of the mountain.
Because right now we're just processing the historic waste rock, which is valuable ore. There's 800,000 tons of it. With 6 grams per ton, based at 625, our numbers were worth $1 billion of ore just sitting there.
6 grams of gold.
6 grams of gold, fifth of an ounce of gold, based at $625 an ounce.
You did bring us a rock from the mountain. Tell me about it.
I did. Now, the interesting part about this rock is throughout the mountain, there's 800,000 tons of this. And when I looked at it, when I was evaluating the property back in 2005, I kept saying to myself, why did they ever process this rock? Well, it turned out from the historical data that I had that was considered waste rock. Now, waste rock in today's modern milling production is finer than dust on top of your television set. So I looked at this rock and I made an economic decision with management. I said, let's assay this and let's see what we're getting. Well, it turned out that it's economic grade. So when we did the feasibility on this, gold was $625 and silver was $845. And we all know right now gold's approximately $14.40 an ounce, and silver is roughly $36 an ounce.
So there could conceivably be gold in this rock now.
There's gold on the outside of that rock right now, little specks of it. And
point it out for me.
Yeah, in this area right in here, you'll see some gold and silver specks of it. But if we open this up, because it is a quartz epithermal vein system, it's straightforward geology. It's not difficult geology. This is kind of indicative of Idaho. And this is I bet if we took a sledgehammer to this and cracked it open, we'd find a lot more ore-bearing gold and silver in there.
I understand Silver Falcon Mining just secured $7.2 million in financing. Tell me about the financing, what it's being used for to help the company.
Well, so the $7.2 million is really, in essence, an insurance policy of the company. We can utilize the money as needed. The terms are phenomenal. It's better than a commercial loan. The money will be used strictly for mining. Mining's very capital intensive. If our mill ever has any problems where we have some downtime due to equipment failures, we'll have that $7.2 million to draw off if as needed. But we feel every bit confident that the mill will be able to cash flow itself permanently going forward here for the next few years. But it's always good to have a standby equity situation in any mining operation, because like I said, it's very capital intensive.
Tell me about Silver Falcon Mining's interaction with the community of Boise and the surrounding areas where War Eagle is located.
Just a phenomenal cooperation from the state, the county, the locals, and the federal government. Took us in, made sure that we had everything we needed to have full functionality, permitting, everything. It couldn't be any more easier. And I've been mining a lifetime, and this was a blessing to see what a community that opened their arms to us and embraced us. We hire all the locals. They're very sophisticated. Some of them are fourth or fifth generation miners that work for us. Most of the workforce comes from the immediate area. So we created jobs and opportunities.
You could say fostering that kind of relationship with the community is just as golden as actually pulling out the gold from War Eagle Mountain.
It really is, because you're only as good as your people, and we have a phenomenal staff of workers, professionals. And our CFO and CEO are just qualified people. Our president is a world-renowned geologist. You couldn't ask for a better group of people involved with Silver Falcon Mining.
All right, Rich Kreiser from Yes International, thank you very much for joining us today on New to the Street.
It's been a fantastic day.
And for more information, you can check out silverfalconmining.com and yesinternational.com. We'll be right back.
Thank you. Wonderful.